TVB Pearl. DHL Special Money Magazine is sponsored by DHL Europe First.
When you want to be first in Europe, fastest delivery guaranteed by the #1 air express company with the biggest network in Asia and Europe together. DHL, Europe First.
Good evening, welcome to Money Mag. I'm Douglas George. Tonight, we take a look at the deafening buzz swirling through the local internet market. Barely a year ago, you'd have difficulty finding an internet company in Hong Kong. Today, they're popping up everywhere. But as many try to strike it big, few will actually make it. We took a look at 3 companies, all startups, hoping for a piece of the digital gold rush. Can you hear the buzz? Under the racket, the talk is of bandwidth, branding, market share, and money. Of the internet as a new way of spinning cash in a place famous for making a quick buck. The I&I mixer stirs together a cocktail of geek chic with an Armani twist. Every Thursday, the t-shirts come with the ideas, and the suits come with cash. Cards are swapped, meetings arranged, and maybe some people will make some money.
It's where the buzz is. All the press is focusing on the internet. There are tons of great companies. There's some not so great companies, but if the press focuses on it, that's where the money's going to go.
I see investors scrambling to find, the best returns, and the internet lately has been offering those kind of returns, extraordinary returns, in fact. So it's no wonder that people are chasing.
And chances are they would all like to repeat this man's success on the internet. Ian Henry co-founded China.com. He and co-founder Paul Hamilton just took their company public on the NASDAQ board. It is the kind of success we've been hearing about in the U.S. for years, the kind Henry believes we'll be hearing a lot of in Hong Kong.
The internet's a whole new way of doing business. It's going to affect every single business that you have in the world. It's a new industrial revolution. Maybe it happens every 100 years, but it really affects right across industry. It affects every business. No business will be working in the same way in the future. And I think everyone in Hong Kong has realized that.
Henry wondered openly here where the venture capital people were when his company was struggling. But that was before Richard Lee and the Cyberport. Once he announced Pacific Century Cyberworks was to invest heavily in technology and the internet, a lot more investors decided to jump in. Which means it has never been easier to find an investor for an internet idea and bring it to market. Cyberworks has $350 million to invest, the government $700 million. Even China.com has a swack of cash now to buy.
We can't do everything ourselves. We're very interested in working with everybody out there who has great ideas. The internet is made up of people who have a passion for what they do. I think for companies that are trying to start up internet companies, I think that, or for individuals who are trying to start up companies, the important thing is to make sure that you're comfortable with your idea, and that no matter what happens, you're going to stick with your idea, because it's always going to be difficult. The internet changes every 3 months, and as long as you stay true to your idea and you have a strong focus on what you're doing, you're going to make it.
Clifford is one such person, but his idea needs financing. Without it, he can only hold out for another 6 months to a year. His is the most basic type of startup. SweetandSour.com is run out of his home here in Sheungwan. From his office, he delivers information via email to what he calls a community of users. The daily email tells the 1,300 members he's got so far of various social events, seminars, and things.
The idea has to be unique in the sense that, as far as I know, what we do now is, I don't know any other startup that are doing that.
The target users are the thousands of road warriors out there who travel around the region and who just want to get information.
Let's say they go to Beijing on a Friday night, they are new there and they have no idea where to go. And if they are the member in our mailing list, they check the email and they say, oh, there's a jazz band playing at a certain club, and they can just go there.
While he sends the emails, the members provide the content for the website, providing free web space for anyone who wants an internet presence. Slowly but surely, the Sweet and Sour community grows. The idea will have money-making potential once he reaches a certain number.
The idea is to, again, reach that critical mass, because our target is to get 1 million members at the end of the first year. So once you reach that number, then you will start to generate interest from some of the big companies, let's say goods and service provider, who are interested in tapping into the community. Advertising is one aspect of it, and then there is, as I mentioned, once you have this community members, you can talk to companies, say, okay, if you want to sell to our members, we can work out an agreement whereby you give our members special discount, and then we take a certain percentage of that.
100 new members join the system every single day. He has just started to what he calls evangelize his idea, and has an established software company he won't name interested. Critical mass, that's a buzzword you hear often. In many ways, an internet business is a great dash for market share, capturing a critical mass of users, members, accounts, or whatever. The more market share you have, the greater the advertising possibilities and the lower your costs become. Beyond launching the initial idea, the new internet company needs cash to grow. Terrence Kwan's startup could become the AsianBroadcast.com. The U.S. company provides video, audio, and a plethora of written content. He and his brother Patrick relaunched the site today.
Our vision of internet is anybody can get any information anywhere, anytime. So it's basically the 4 A's.
Barely a month old in streaming Asia, is already classified as a mezzanine company in the second or third stage of funding. They've got, well, relatively fancy offices in Shenzhen and staff. They had 3 million Hong Kong to fund their startup, but like any new company, it needs more cash to grow, but only if it comes from the right kind of investor.
There's smart money and dumb money, and we try to get smart money. That bias connection.
Define smart money.
Smart money is, besides give you a bunch of money, it also brings you a lot of connection.
What's dumb money, Patrick?
Dumb money is they just looking for your company, looking for the share, and that's all. They don't give you any other resources, like the management people, like the technical resources, something like that.
Terrence says 2 or 3 million US would allow them to expand overseas. To capture more users, they need to produce local content in other markets such as Taiwan, Singapore, and China. They believe they can keep the users they have already and get new ones by keeping the content as fresh and as relevant as possible.
You can do a lot of stuff which is more interactive than TV. For example, we can index all the video and audio information, so you can search by keyword. For example, you listen to a speech or exhibition or a conference. You want to find out all the speakers who mentioned the word internet. You can actually go to our website, type internet, and then we list out all the speakers who say the word internet. So that gives you more interactive and give you the information faster. And I really believe that in the future, internet will merge with other media. For example, TV, magazine, newspaper. Yeah. So more like in the future, you have to have connection with other media to converge into one.
Up to year 2000, every people have a high band. All the household have the cable modem. So this will driven the people to see the multimedia content.
The nirvana of the internet investment world, of course, is to go IPO, putting the company on the stock market. Anthony would like that for his company, but he'd rather not think about that right now.
It's not a really good idea from the very, very beginning to say, oh, I want to do an IPO or I want to go and do an acquisition, because you never know, things change.
It's moving day for the crew at myrice.com. Anthony and his partner Howard, the clumsy one, are using a 7-figure sum they received from some angel investors to launch their web portal in China.
Well, how did you sell your idea?
How did we sell it? I think it was quite easy because we said this is a very big marketplace. There are a lot of websites that we can acquire to get market share quickly. We need to do it very quickly. I've done a startup before that was successful. My partners have done other previously successful things. So we believe we can do this, and the funding requirements are quite small. Are you interested in investing? It was a pretty easy pitch.
These are their Hong Kong offices.
Okay, let's move everything in.
They already have 18 people working away in Shanghai and are working through the internet investment model backwards. They started with the money and are now looking for content by buying it.
Portal business, it's very simple. It's about advertising revenue, it's about e-commerce revenues, and there's a mix. It's a mix of it. It's a certain percentage for advertising, certain percentage e-commerce, but it's fairly well known. It's a fairly well-known formula. The key behind the portal business is always about how big you can get, how much market share you can get, how many customers you can get, how many users you can have coming to your site. It's always a size race, how to get as big as possible faster.
After buying 10 sites already, Anthony believes getting market share is the priority over profits at this early stage. In fact, it's another well-known internet formula. Low barriers to entry means competition is rife and can be debilitating. In many cases, the biggest or richest survive, not the best idea. So many firms deliberately forego profit at first in favor of spending as much as possible to get as big as possible.
You don't necessarily have to be profitable, you have to be able to be profitable. I think if you look at Amazon, Yahoo, what they do is they have this huge marketing budget that if they took away, they would be very, very profitable. And what they want to do is because in order to get more market share, they want to spend the money. So they deliberately make themselves unprofitable to get market share.
This fuels the skepticism about the internet explosion. But everyone with the dream of internet riches knows it can't come true without money.
The universities argue that the associate degree courses emphasize all-round education, and the scope of the curriculum will also be broader than that of Form 6 and Form 7. Sonia Yang, TVB News.
Bedwetting is a common childhood disorder that's often seen as a phase that youngsters eventually outgrow. But a local study has found that bedwetting may actually be a physical disorder